advocate for our democracy because it seeks towards strengthening and improving the lives of our people, protecting the lives of our people. Today we can recall in Liberia so far that the Solidarity and Trust for a New Day stands is the only reliable, resilient, and motivating institutional civil society group in Liberia. We regard stand as the people's hope when it comes to the civil society area. So we don't have time. We already have the chairman, the national chairman for the Solidarity and Trust for a New Day stands. We are aware that in this time on July 17, our interest, the people's interest, the demand of the people were ignored. And that is why we are here again to speak to our people through this medium. And so we want to usher in the national chairman for the Solidarity and Trust for a New Day. We want you to be very attentive as we go forward. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Chairman Molu.
Yo.
Chairman Molu.
Yo. Chairman Molu.
Oh, he's a leader.
A leader. Advocate for the knowledge. Chairman Molu.
Mana.
Forward. All right, so I would like to express gratitude to our friends, members of the press, for turning out on a very short notice to cover this very important inaugural press conference that is intended or designed to speak to the procedural process of the planned December 17 sustainable mass-based, irreversible, not violent resistance effort. As you are very much aware, we have announced on July 17 when thousands of Liberians converged on Capitol Bypass to petition government surrounding issues of grievances, issues of valid concerns that pertain to the governance of the state, that pertain to the absence of basic social services for our country, for our people, the lack of inadequate educational structure for our people, the lack of inadequate healthcare delivery facilities for millions of Liberian citizens, the spread of crime, rising crime across the constituencies of our country, from the leeward counties to urban areas, the increase in police brutality that continue to victimize innocent and peaceful Liberian citizens, the spread of corruption, bad governance at different levels, the spread of lawlessness, and the general state of impunity across the country. And we had expected that the Bouakai government would have demonstrated responsibility to have the president come to receive a delivery of valid concerns of the citizens about the governance of the state. That peaceful exercise was met with ridicule, mockery from senior state actors, including Joseph Bouakai, who himself mocked the process and did not give any serious listening ear, or did not consider seriously the concerns that were being raised by the thousands of Liberian citizens that came out under a heavy rainfall for the peace and the security of the state. And we are glad that true to our word, it was a very peaceful exercise, so peaceful and so orderly that the Ministry of Justice wrote us, invited us to a conference, and I praise the protest as being very peaceful. Even commended organizers and said, we want to thank you for the peaceful conduct of the protest and its orderliness. So that speaks to the patriotic and law-abiding stance of our movement, which is a combination of Liberian citizens from across the country in their tens of thousands that are determined to hold government accountable for abuse of incumbency at different levels. President Bouakai did not only fail to show up, nor did he make the expected decision to send an emissary to receive the petition, but also disdain that forum, disdain that process to ridicule. And we have promised the Liberian people that we will be back. And we are coming back to the streets of Liberia on December 17 to initiate a sustainable, non-violent resistance effort that has been named and labeled the Lead or Leave Enough is Enough protest. We are coming outside on December 17 in most capitals of different countries, especially in Montserrat, where thousands of Liberians will turn out from 6 a.m. on the 17th of December at the premises of the Executive Mansion. At the premises of the Executive Mansion to peacefully make demands that are consistent with the Constitution of the Republic, that gives citizens the right, the constitutional obligation to require of their governors or their state actors the need to take proactive democratic actions of reform when their safety or their security so requires. The safety and security of Liberians at this time requires the need for a peaceful and not violent democratic revolution in Liberia. That revolution begins on December 17, and it is irreversible. And once it is initiated, it will not be cut off until Joseph Yimon Bouakai will make the wise decision to listen to the demands of the people and commence a scrupulous process to implement all the demands that will be contained in our assembly on that day. We will be very peaceful. We will be law-abiding, but we will be fearless. And we will converge at the executive mansion. And the decision of the people to converge at a property that is a custody of the citizens will not be negotiated. It will not be negotiated and will not be deterred. Nor by tear gas canisters, nor by hot water trucks, or by police bullets. That assembly is precedented. For those who may not know, July 17, we consented to be detoured to have our convergence or our assembly between the Capitol building and the UL campus. On December 17, we will not be detoured. We will not be turned around. We will not take no for an answer. The Liberian people in their thousands, possibly in their tens of thousands, will converge right before the front yard, the front pavement of the executive mansion. Because that place is the property of the people. And the people will not be denied their right to converge on their property. I remember a while ago, there was an anti-drugs or say no to drugs protest that we supported, that we believe was in the right direction, that was allowed to be held at that same premises. So any justification to the contrary that will seek to deny the people their right to converge at that very spot will not.
Sorry, don't clap.
I did it for the dance in trouble. I see people don't have me, don't tell me for the trouble. I owe you the teenage young man. I fell on the back of it. I'm in trouble. I get caught outside the team. You got to put it on to me. You got credit on the back and then I'll buy it. You got a 10% increase to then pay the 40. Why you the winner? So I said they help me.
Okay.
Quelqu'un tient votre missionnaire par français. Quelqu'un dit qu'il y a un ministre en essai. Quelqu'un dit un ministre en essai. Tu dois rester. Quelqu'un dit un projet de formation. Quelqu'un a presque gagné tout massé. Quelqu'un dit que l'email a presque nassé. Amanda. 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 Presque quelqu'un. Abbas, presque quelqu'un. 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 T'as la police. T'as la police. 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 Quelqu'un dit que l'email a presque nassé.
As men in uniform are doing, who is a Molu I used to take serious? Who is Mama Molu? Who knows Molu? Molu is one go-to well individual. Molu is a big web ideological individual that doesn't have the span to wake up the best in this country. What you think when you talk about protest, you talk about the few handful of citizens that are passing around angry and looking for jobs, trying to recalibrate power. The government of Joseph Boakai is reckless. They don't know how to consolidate power. To consolidate power is to consolidate the people's desire. You want a man Molu that pass around white angoti and goatee as if he's a majority of people and you want the people to look at you. Don't let me say Braga must be serious. Mr. Braga needs to be serious. Insofar Super is around, insofar the party is here, we will not allow any contradictions go free. Those that want to protest on the guise of Mr. Molu, quote unquote, enough is enough. But this is the, like I said, it is disappointing. It is disappointing on what the police is doing to give Molu irrelevant, to make Molu appear as if he has had a country hostage. It tells you how unserious Braga is. It tells you how unserious the idea of police is. Who is Molu? This is the reasons in the Student Unification Party when you have read the theory of a grassroots mobilization, you will not be intimidated by a Molu that has no base, no grassroots base to move the people in this country. The protest on the 17th of July, we can say for free, it's a nothing short speed. But why is the government so afraid?
You see that executive mansion? I will turn into a 5-star hotel. I don't need to be in such an elaborate infrastructure. It's been proven that you can run the executive mansion right out of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. You can run the executive mansion out of a small place. Why do we need a whole Ministry of State just for presidential affairs? And it's a place where different people, all our, look, even me now as CEO with more than 5,000 employees across Africa in multiple countries, I don't really have a special assistant. My laptop is it. I have different departments, different heads of different sections, and they work. Why do we need a president to have such elaborate infrastructure? The sooner we review this, the better the budget will begin to work for us and for the people. And if that doesn't happen, we're always going to have this situation. And that's why we're saying, ladies and gentlemen of the press, people in Radio Land, that we need to change the governance style of our country by changing the people we give power to. Thank you so much.
I can't stand no more, cause no more food. I cannot go to school, cause no more money. I can't stand no more, cause no more food. I cannot go to school, cause no more money. Hey yo, excuse me Mr. Journalist, I wonder how you make your headlines in the press release today. Although I read the news every day, but I'm really still getting confused now. And I just wanna ask you some questions. Oh, is it based on money? Is it based on presidency? Is it based on technology? Is it based on war? Tell me, we got major headlines. Oh, we got major story. Yeah. There is no job, no money for hustlers. We got major headlines. We got major story.
Got major headlines and major stories in your area. Tonight is the 11th of December, the last month in the year 2025. It's a great pleasure to be on your stream tonight again for our final presentation of the program, The Round Table. My name is William McGill. Good evening to all of you. If you just joining us, this is Weez TV, and basically we coming to you from our place here in Newport Road, where we gonna talk more about issues as it relates to our beloved country, Liberia. Mr. Abu is unable to be here tonight, and like I said the other day, Mr. Abu won't be available for a little time, but in due time we will be here to take full charge of the show. My name is William McGill, and what is it we have on our decks? Let's take this song and be right back.
No help for poor men, that's what we know. How many people do you love? How many people do you cherish? How many people do you help out there? Most especially poor men. No job, no money, no cause no glory, no help for poor men. That's what we know. We are bigger than us. We are bigger stories. There is no job, no money for hustlers. We are bigger than us. We are bigger stories. There is no job, no money for hustlers.
No job, no money. I'm a hustler, Major Helens. You know, we're approaching the festive season. I know most of our guys is like, oh, why you guys already having Christmas tree on? Yeah, we're approaching the festive season, and we're not approaching sale, but we're approaching the festival, the holiday, the Christmas holiday. And basically, yeah, it is what it is. So, what is it we have on our decks for tonight? Madam Julie Pewala is watching. We like to say thanks for watching tonight, and yeah, we hope that you keep following the show like you always on here to join us on the program. So, like I said, Mr. Abu is not available for a while. He will not be on, but we will be here to do our very, very best as we go ahead. So, okay, this is okay now. Go ahead to bring you this show. So tonight, we we will look at this situation coming in from Stanson today. We got a report of their office, their official headquarters, just not too far from where the CDC headquarters is being constructed, and as we speak, Stan's headquarters was being gutted by fire, and we hoping that further reports into the fire incident from last night's situation at Stan's headquarters can come out, but we'll look at this a little bit and some of what has been in the corners, you know, talking about the fire situation. We will talk about that. We will basically also look at a situation there coming in from Sebatown, County District 2. And we will look at that. Representative Kole is the lawmaker for that district. We want to know what's his own impact. And if you look at, let me try to bring some of these things on the stream, and so you can know that we're not joking about these things. So we will look at that as well, and be able to talk about these situations and these things that are happening. So this is Weez TV. My name is William McGill, and let's not dive into it. I don't know what a country you always support, but yeah, we in the heat of the national contest meet very soon. The heat will be kicking off in other parts of Liberia, and basically we are going to witness several other marches as of Sunday that will be play after the kickoff on Saturday. So we want to bring you things like Rodan was on here Tuesday. He talked about these things. So we will bring you games that will be played. We'll talk about this a little bit, and yeah. I'm also trying to, I don't know, but let me try and send this. I need this picture of what I want to talk about. I need this picture. I need this picture. I need it because mind you, our country, Liberia, yeah, sweet land of liberty, yeah, yeah, sweet land of liberty. Okay, this is the photo I want. And quickly before I go to the national contest sports meet, let's what's the country you're going to support? We all have our country of origin, and places that we are going to be supporting, especially countries we are going to be supporting for the national county sports meet. So this is the fixture we was able to lay our hands on, and Group C. This is from Group C. Game there will be played as of Sunday. Grand Jita versus Grand Cape Mount, and Grand Bassa versus Lofa County. So Sunday you have Grand Jita versus Grand Cape Mount, Grand Bassa versus um, Lofa County, and Group B you have Bommy versus Mark Gibby. Tough game. And Nimba versus Sano. Sano too is, yeah, great side. You have Group D, uh, um, Agbapolu versus Monserrato. All right, so let me start this back, right? Grand Jita versus Grand Cape Mountain and Grand Bassas versus Lofa. These both games will be played in Buchanan City, Grand Bassa County. Then for Group B, Bombing versus Margibi, Nimba versus Sano. These two games will be played in Nimba County. They are one of the the host counties as well. And for Group D, you have Bapolu versus Montserralo will be played in Bopolu City, and for Group A, River versus River G will be played in Harper City. So that is exactly how is going to be. Uh, oh wow, you from Lofa and also from Margivia too. If I'm to support a team, I would go for Margibi as well. I'm from Margibi and everything, but again, yeah. So let's get into our main talking points. Right now, we saw stands on July 17th. The guys came out and they call on the government with several petitions from the government, from that organization to the government, rather, and giving the government 90 days ultimatum. And there weren't a lot that was done in terms of the ultimatum given to the government of Liberia, and all of their claims uh, weren't listened to, right? And now that stands is also planning another protest as of December 17th. We've been told that they wants to make this even more massive than the previous one. Fair enough. It's great, all right? So now we saw just few days, some part of the end of last week, we had the legs of Moba Molu, who is the chairman of Stand, speaking about ongoing progress and efforts are being made to have the protests ground at the executive mansion. And just after that press conference, a few days after the press conference, you now have a situation coming in and very devastating, um, that uh, uh, these guys uh, area got it by fire. I don't know if this is the new situation in our country, especially in terms of politics, or however it may be. So those are some of the footages from the incident we've been able to lay our hands on. So this is what Moba Malu said concerning the situation. He says the situation caused him to lose over, the fire incident, uh, um, almost 40,000 United States dollars uh, was being lost in terms of materials, and other things that got damaged during the fire incident. And Stan says the arson is a clear attempt to weaken their protest effort and intimidate political opponents, right? So the fire destroyed printers, air conditioners, generator, furniture, stationery, protest phones, and 1,200 t-shirts meant for mobilization. So those were things that they said basically uh, were some of the things that got damaged from the grounds of the headquarters of. I think as we await the investigation, I know there will be an investigation conducted. I got a few questions to ask us, Chairman Molu, for his organization, and I hope that he can be able to answer these questions, if not to me currently, but in due time, right? The first question would be, what mechanism that you put in place if this is not a natural fire caused by something, like maybe electrical shock? What mechanism that you put in place since you feel that the situation was being caused by someone else setting the office of your entity ablaze? What measures did you put in place? Did you had cameras, CCTV cameras? Because if even the cameras is been damaged, things that the camera capture, we believe that you should have footages of it, except for the fact that where you stored the camera footages also got burned, then we will understand that. Also, to the Liberia National Fire Service, we want for you to carry on an investigation that will be fair enough. And one thing I've seen, right, of this media thing, we always into breaking news and everything, right? When you covered a fire situation, I don't know what is it, or maybe these guys conclude the report beyond journalists, but we don't find or find a report as to what is the cause, except for the fact that the situation is all kind of political situation, involving an opposition party, and then the government itself will want to speed that investigation and have the public aware of what has happened uh, for that situation. So that is it. We just want for Stans uh, to understand that. I don't know how they will go about now because you lost funds for the protest and 1,200 shites that was meant for mobilization and other things. So um, those are things that he said got missing air conditions and other things, that worth over 40,000 United States dollars. Money in Liberia. Actually, money in Liberia. Yeah, money in our country. So let me say kudos to the Liberian government as they are making great progress in terms of the MCC Compact project, Millennium, yeah, Compact project, and we've been told that, you know, there's some great news concerning the MCC situation, and the thing about it is that you as a Liberian, there's no essence of trying to go against great things that are happening for your country. Imagine you as a person having another 6 years that would be wasted without basically having, you know, uh, a progress into the country. What becomes of you? What becomes of your future? Your children's future. So sometimes when we have these kind of situations happening, progress in government, we should be able to hear the government and appreciate the kind of effort being made to be able to basically help in terms of these things. Yeah, to basically help. Yeah, basically help. And again, we don't want to dive deep into the fire service investigation and our expected outcome of the result from the investigation, but we just hope and pray that stands get a full investigation into the matter, and the public is hoping to see that. So let's talk about this troubling situation I saw on the internet, and I actually didn't believe that this was something that is actually happening in Liberia. Let me say this. I didn't actually believe that. This is Representative Colette, Papa Colette. Yeah, as you can see, I'm. That's water. That's a water that you have people drinking in this kind of area. That's Look at that. And you have a lawmaker that have three cardinal functions: lawmaking, oversight, and representation. What are you doing in terms of oversight? How well are you representing these people to be able to have perfect water? You know, I think we are in a better era to have these kind of situations happening in our country, a country like Liberia, as we always say, one of the oldest African countries in Africa. First African country to gain independence. Hmm? Look at that. So let me just say, right? This is in Sebatown, Bonkante District 2, and we've got a report from journalist Darius Emmanuel Kekula, who says it been over 60 years that these people been drinking from such a pit. I call it pit. The last time I had to cover a situation like this was in my very own Margibi. Yes, it was in my very own Margibi when we had people in Representative Emmanuel Yard District 4 drinking from similar pit. So uh, these people started getting ill to the extent that humanitarian organizations had to offer helping hands, including the likes of Moxa Foundation organization or pit. It looks dirty, very dirty. Even me that in Monrovia, yeah, some water there in the selling say when I see it, I don't drink it. If I drink it, it bothers my stomach. Then look at that. I guess they drink from it. They have to cook from it. It's not a guess. Over 60 years. So because if been there, you wasn't a lawmaker, and these people drank from this particular pit. Now you are the head of the district, right in your own district. What can you do in terms of your oversight, in terms of representing these people? The president will not reach the 15 counties to know what exactly the people are faced with. He has superintendents in counties. We have lawmakers, senators, representatives. These are things that you should buffer on the floor. Yeah, these are things you should buffer on the floor. Tell your colleagues that your people need safe drinking water. Obviously, these people will come down with diarrhea, and at the end of the day, they will die. I tell you for free, diarrhea is a very deadly uh, disease, very deadly one, and it gets you dehydrated. You lose a lot of water only because you are drinking from a dirty pit, a very dirty pit that your lawmaker who you voted for cannot represent you, cannot speak for you. Where are we heading to as people? Where exactly are we heading to? This is sickening. I tell you no lie. I tell you no lie. Our people and our this is the water already dirty. And let me read this article so you can understand what I'm saying actually. So it says people in Sabatan, Bonkante District 2 says the government does they have spent more than 60 years drinking dirty water. Despite voting influential lawmakers James Colette, the House Committee Chair on Rules, Orders and Administration. Look at your position. Do you know how much money you make? We all know to be head of this and this committee, chair on whatsoever committee, rules, orders, and administration. Meaning residents say many people, especially women and children, are getting sick with diarrhea, skin infection, and malaria because of the bad water. That lead to malaria on, right? We agree. Maybe mosquito will suck your, then get your mosquito nest. But you can have the lives of young people, the lives of the kids who we call the future leaders of our country at risk. Representative Colette, you have to do something. You have to basically find a way as head of rules, orders, and administration, rules, order, and administration. Find a way for the people. Find a way that the people can be able to have safe drinking water. If you can't find food to eat, live a healthy life. Drink water. Water is life. Let the water be safe. I know you drink, your Aqua Life and whatever water you drink. bravo, but this is what the people can afford to drink. At least, even if it's a manual hand pump, where they will use their hand to pump the water, give that to the community, give that to the village, give that to the town. When rainfall will definitely get worse. It will. Yes, it will. These are things that we say every time. And when you say these things, it tells you that you are against this person and and a lot of different things. A lot of different things. A lot. I'm telling you. People obviously comes down with diarrhea because of this kind of sickening Liberia. This is all worse. It's so worse. It's so worse. So very worse. So very worse. So yeah, Representative James Colette, that's a call to you. This photograph right here, it should be a caveat call to you that the people needs your help, not your help, but you need to provide for these people, especially safe drinking water is essential. It's essential for the lives of the people. You need them during the times of election. You can, if all those people lost their life in your own very district, do you think you will win the next election if you contest? Maybe yes. Without then you can still do better as a lawmaker. Maybe that's the reason. Yes, maybe, maybe yes. I tell you, it's a witch hunt. It's not witch hunting anybody. I'm telling you. It's not witch hunting anybody. You endangering the lives of your very own people in your constituents. Yeah, you are endangering the lives of the people. You are endangering the lives of the people. Yeah, I'm telling you. So, Representative Kule, this is it. You have to you have to find a way and do something. They won't win baking you. The people need it. The people need it. They need it in your district, and you have to provide for them. You hold a very big position, an influential position that you can use your position to get what you want in your district. You can you can basically do that. I think it will be of great help to them. Do that. Do that for the people. So we've seen not just the U.S. embassy, we've seen the U.S. embassy just confirmed on Tuesday what we spoke about, an MOU signed, 5-year MOU signed between the government of Liberia and the United States, due of 176 million US dollars for health cooperation to expand support for HIV/AIDS services, malaria control, and maternal and child health. So earlier on some part of 2023, between 2023 2024, we saw that 2024, when President Trump came in office, he had to cut off most of the projects that were undertaken by USAID across most of these African countries. And then now the government assigned an MOU with our government to help with the health sector. Under the MOU, the United States will provide up to $125 million in health assistance, while Liberia will increase its own health investment by nearly $51 million as it takes greater ownership of the national health system. So they are going to be providing $125 million for us, exactly what we said, and they just added to what the government of Liberia will be able to provide for the health system, and be able to. So the partnership will strengthen frontline health workers, laboratories, supply chain, and health data system. Yeah, health data system. Okay. It also builds on Liberia's healthcare accomplishment, including major advances towards the 959595 HIV goals, more than a 30% reduction in malaria, and improve outbreak response capabilities. So that government is just a sign of just what we said earlier last week again, and you know we can be able to see a lot of progress in things that are happening in our country, and not just in our country, but these great things, when they happen, you should be able to see them, and you know when these things happen, you should be able to see them. Yeah, you should be. So there's a lot. There's a lot, a lot of things, a lot of things. So we will uh, have to conclude now with our final, and have to conclude. We have to conclude now. So let me say, to our stands, we hope that your protests for July 17th continue, and we pray that the LMP and fire service are able to collaborate and give a swift um, conclusion and investigation into the matter, as to what happens at your office, the fire incident at your office. We also want Representative James Collett to be able to see reasons and reach out to his people there in Seba Town, District 2, to be able to provide safe drinking water to these people. And in as much as it is a thing that has been in existence for close to 60 years now. Situation that even older than I do. Imagine that. Cannot be solved. Imagine that. And yeah, so basically we open to in subsequent time we want to start taking your calls on WhatsApp. You can call us, and as of next week we will start to take calls of our viewers and your comments and everything. Let me run through and recognize our viewers tonight. Madam Julie Paywala says watching. She says I'm going to support Lofa Kante. Okay. Yeah, that's your country. And Mohammed, Lofak, and Margibi. Are you from Margibi, Madam Pewala? Are you from Margibi as well, or Lofak? And Mohammed A. Jabate says, watching from Red Light. Okay, Mohammed, thanks for watching. And Madam Pewala says, only one, she says, only people who mean well to our country will be excited for any development. I tell you, I tell you. Yeah, when you say these things, these people says it's all witch hunt, witch hunt. It's not. Nobody wanna put you in danger. Just do the right thing for our people and be able to tell these people to be able to stay calm and get the best life and whatever thing they choose to vote for you for. Yeah, voting for you as a lawmaker is prudent enough to give them what you promised them, to give